Steph, you're going to sit next to me over here. Okay. Get that lipstick on, girl.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be like on camera.
What do you thought it was?
She told me yesterday, like, helping her hand her stuff.
What?
She said I was going to be handing her stuff.
What?
And helping her like that.
No.
Not on camera.
You're the,
Yeah, I don't always get all the information.
Okay, all right. Well, it's already, we have to launch it because it's already 11:01. People are waiting patiently.
there's current participants actually.
What's that?
Lori,
Gum is on? Okay, good, good. Just started. Okay,
remix video.
okay. Are we on? Hi, everybody. Give us a second here while we're starting. Admit. Okay. Admit. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are getting our act together here in a few minutes. Said this was going to be raw, so it's going to be a little bit raw. And thank you all for being here. I see. Hi, Lori. How are you? Hi, Allie. Hi, Lori. Hi, Arch and Kelly and Gum. Hi, everybody. Najee. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to our very first Apparel Masterminds class workshop. We are going to be having some guests logging on that are going to, hi, Kelly, that are going to be doing a little bit of talking and giving some information, as well as me and Roberto. So let's give another minute or so here. I see Greg is logging on, and who else is logging?
No, there might be 2 pages, so you might not be showing up.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right, well, again, for the Janet. Hi, Janet, how are you? Okay, all right, so there is a lot of stuff that we're going to go over today. I don't even know if we're going to get to everything that I have on the schedule. I see there's Victor. Hi, Victor. Good morning. So we have 2 people from the West Coast of the U.S. here. So I know it's bright and early for them. I hope you have your coffee, your tea, and are ready to join in here. We are recording this. We have recording. Yeah, we're recording this, so we'll be able to replay this and send this out. I'm sure we're going to have all this great information that you might miss, so you want to get everything. Want to make sure that you get everything. So once again, good morning to everybody who just logged on. I'm Meryl Catlin. I am the owner and TEO of Make a Tea Online. And this is Roberto. Where did Stephanie go? This is Roberto. Roberto is part of our team for many, many, many years. He has been working the back end of Make a Tea Online using our Deco Network software and with our different print methods and doing our SEO. He knows all about the web stores, and he's a great team partner, strategic partner, just like Victor is a strategic partner, and just like all of you are our strategic partners here at Make a Tea Online. So, and of course, here's Stephanie, my daughter and protege, design protege, who designs the cutest t-shirts. She also has a web store on her own, as well as working full-time here. And she is going to talk a little bit about how that has helped her, changed her, helped her a little bit in her life to do things, and what it's meant to her. So anyway, again, thank you, everybody. So I'm going to start out here. I already introduced myself, and I am Meryl and Roberto and Stephanie here. And I see that we have, of the people that are on this call, there are a couple that do not have web stores with us. And we're going to talk about that importance as well. I'm going to start out first by saying, let's talk about basically what the first product is, a t-shirt. And if you've ever thought that a t-shirt is just for going out and doing sports and sweating, you've got that whole mindset will change, because now, well, first of all, people are sleeping in them, people are wearing them out to dinner, people are wearing them for causes. I did a little video on YouTube about the importance of a t-shirt and how a t-shirt in our society has just grown from a staple that you get at a concert and you wear a couple times and then you wash the car with it, to something that is a fashion statement and a high class item. Not just something that you get for $10 or $5 that has a word on it, but it can be, but it can also be a work of art. We have a couple artists on the call with us, and maybe somebody can't get a gigantic painting into their car to bring home to hang over their sofa that looks great, but they can wear it on a t-shirt. And if you go to any art shows, Coconut Grove art festivals, the biggest thing is, I got to get that shirt of the day. I got to get that shirt of the year. So artists having full color images on shirts is something that was really not even accessible years ago, because it was too costly to be able to print that full color design on a t-shirt. But now with direct to garment printing and print on demand printing, anybody can get that done. Now, not everybody can do it, but anybody can get that done. You can have your artwork, your photograph, your design, your brand, your message printed on demand, which is kind of like a new expression, print on demand, at a superior quality. And that's what we do. So with our team here, Sarah, Najee, me, Stephanie, we are really diligent on putting out a high quality product that will last for a long time. We tested our direct to garment inks, are the top of the line inks. Our shirts that we get are top of the line shirts. I don't want you to think that you're not able to get a good product. We're producing a good product. And if we make an error, which we do, we're human, we will fix that for your customer, for you. So I want you to be kind of assured. I know that we have Greg is on. He's under the name of Marion, that's his wife's name. And he's a designer and artist. And he was one of the first people to have a store with us. And I know that if you have any indication of your artwork being safe with us, Greg can tell you his artwork is really, really cool. And his artwork has been safe with us. So that's another thing that you might have a concern about. And I just want to make you feel better about that. You don't have to worry about that. You can ask Greg, right? Greg is raising his hand. So what does that mean? Does that mean he's saying yes? Maybe Greg wants to say something. Can you click this one? Unmute, okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's no video.
Okay.
Can you hear me at all?
Well, now you're muted.
No, unmute.
Oh, unmute? Okay, let's unmute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if
Okay.
anybody, I know if you scroll down at the bottom, if anybody wants to make a comment or say something, you can put something in the chat below and we will, we'll be able to see what your question is. So, all right, so I've kind of scheduled this first session here. We're going to break it into parts, and then we're going to have a little question and answering. Okay. Oh, somebody's hearing him, but we're not hearing. Do we have the sound up? Okay. Wait. We may not have the sound up. Okay. Refer it out. Okay. Wait. Give us a second, guys.
Yeah, the
Okay.
sound is up.
Yeah. Our sound is up. Okay. All right. Okay.
Is he
Okay.
able to?
Okay. Somebody say something so I can hear them.
Hello, this is Greg. Can you hear me?
No.
Hello.
Wait. Unmute Victor for a second.
Hello.
Victor, say something so I can hear you. Wait. No, you got to unmute him here.
We're gonna ask to unmute
Hello.
you.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Yeah, change. Maybe change your
Okay.
speaker.
All right, give us a second here.
Where'd it go?
All right, nice. Okay. Can we do it on this one? Does the sound have to be up there? Okay, sorry guys, a little technical difficulty here. Okay. Speakers, microphone.
There you go.
Okay, all right. Okay, Victor, say something.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
No, I still can't unmute him. Wait. That little,
I can hear Victor. Can you hear him? Can you hear me?
okay, all right.
Hello, hello, hello.
On.
Hello. Ideal.
Okay,
We cannot hear him.
okay.
I'm looking.
All right, Roberta, you gotta work on that. Let me log in over here. Can you log in on your? Okay, wait, Stephanie's gonna log in so we can hear. Roberta will have to work on that technical issue. Okay. All right, so give us one second break here. Stephanie logging in? Huh? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's that. The speakers. Huh? Okay, so all right. So while Roberto is trying to work on that, I'm going to. What I was going to say is I'm going to break up this workshop into printing. We're going to talk about brand identity. If we can get to that, creating your brand, your logo, some artwork that's important that you need to know, and how it is best to design a shirt, and also using the web store. So I do want to get Victor to talk a little bit. Okay, Stephanie, can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So Victor, can you say something?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. All right, good. All right, yay. Okay,
All right. We're online.
online, right. So let me introduce Victor to you guys. Victor is the owner of Omniprint International. If it wasn't for Victor, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Victor
come on.
is
You're
Victor.
awesome, Meryl.
We found Victor at a trade show in Orlando with this machine that kind of changed our world here, rocked our world. Actually, there was a little bit more to the story, but I'm not going to go into that. There's certain things you just, I guess, you don't say everything. So Victor brings in when Victor started his company a number of years ago. I think we were probably like there with you in the beginning, and his machine was recommended above all other machines. There's machines that were super high end, way out of our price range machines. But Victor curated the free jet machines to be able to print with the most superior quality of any full color direct to garment machine that's around. But that's not why Victor is here. We're not really talking about pushing his machines today. I want Victor to talk a little bit about what your journey is going to be with us, working with us, and about selling, who he sells to now, who the type of people that actually wear the shirts that his customers like me are coming from. So go ahead, Victor.
All right. Hey, guys. First of all, Meryl, thank you so much for having me on. Hopefully I can bring you guys some value here. You know, a little bit about me for people that don't know. So our company is 16 years old now. And you know, our mission is just to create a huge community of entrepreneurs. that are winning with print on demand, right? And the main reason is that from the trends that we're seeing, I want to make, whenever I talk, I want to make sure that you guys are aware of the opportunities that are ahead, right? There's so much stuff that's happening that's negative, right? And I always want to focus on what those opportunities are, what we're seeing in the market, and especially since after so many years of doing this, we get to see firsthand what's going on there, right? So from inception, the main goal for us was to provide not only fuel print on demand, right? Because it's fairly new, but give people the highest quality print and actually give them a low cost of operation with that quality so that you guys can make some money, right? And fast forward to now, we have, thousands and thousands of machines on the field. We sell thousands of machines per year. And we're product of the year for the last 5 years. And that's just, dominating in our area with companies that have been around for over 100 years, right? So the number one thing that you guys, if there was one thing to take away, is that there's opportunity here. It doesn't matter how big you think you are or the market is. This is just the beginning, right? And obviously the time to get in was, before and now, right? So what did we see in the marketplace recently? The overwhelming shift to digital and e-commerce. We're all told to stay home. What happens? People start shopping online, right? Big shops were forced to close. What happens to inventory? What happens to big, massive screen print runs? What happens to all that stuff? It goes to a screeching halt, and we saw the amount of growth that we would have seen in 5 years when it comes to print on demand and e-commerce. We saw it in a year, right? So it's important for you guys to number one, start thinking about, okay, do I have a storefront presence, whatever it is, and Meryl happens to do a lot of work to help you guys get set up on storefronts. Why? Because she believes in the e-commerce side as well, so that you can put up your designs without having to have stuff printed. A lot of you guys know what those benefits are, but my main point to you guys is you have to have some offering that you can send somebody to in an e-commerce fashion, right? That's number one. Number two, where you get paid first, you actually are selling and you're making money before you're printing and shipping the order. And those are incredible trends that are not going to stop, right? So if you're not on there, if you don't have the focus on your store yet, or you just set it up, it's time to put some effort into it and get out there and market and do that stuff, right? Why? Because it's the future. It is the future, and we've seen it. And then, another thing I want to talk to you guys about is what we're seeing with the customers that are winning, right? I told you guys the mission is to create winners that are winning with print on demand. And we do a lot of sessions, where we bring on, even in our YouTube channels, we bring on winners that are winning with print on demand technology and what they're doing, right? And I point blank ask them what they're doing, how they're pricing, all that stuff. And what's really growing right now is making sure that you have a quality design, right? And you have quality prints, obviously, right? But what's happening is the pricing trends that we're even seeing when you create a design that connects with somebody, we're seeing those prices continue to skyrocket, right? Even our machines, they're more expensive now than they were when Merrill bought them, right?
I better take care of them.
Right?
I'm taking
But
care of them.
it's like a good stock going up in value.
Right.
But the same thing goes with a T-shirt, right? I've never seen the level of spend that's going in on just T-shirt and T-shirt fashion that I've seen right now, right? So before, you used to get free shirts to wear somebody's brand, right? Now, if that brand creates a high quality quote that connects with the audience, right? They're selling that apparel and they're selling those goods for a high rate, right? So what prices am I seeing of the winners, right? The prices that I'm seeing of the winners are typically somewhere around $39 that I'm seeing for a regular T-shirt to be sold on a retail environment, right? I'm also seeing, higher level pricing going. Obviously, you have to make sure, and Merrill can help you with this, your tag game has to be strong, the quality of the blank that you're using, all this stuff has to be on point, right? It's not just printing a design on some crappy shirt, right? That's not going to give you $39. It's perceived value that you want to be really working towards, right? So on that side, I'm seeing even wholesale rates somewhere around $17, right? Where somebody has a store or another store from that you sell, right? So why do I say this? A lot of the times this happens to my sales team sometimes, that we have to coach all the time. That price is a huge objection when it comes to selling something, a T-shirt, a machine, whatever, right? But the reality, guys, one thing, a takeaway that's super important is the prices are made up. We're literally making them up ourselves. So why make up a $10 price when you can make up a $39 price, right? So, and the only time that price matters is when value is not there, when value is absent, right? So what's value when it comes to a shirt or selling a design like that? So value, you're going to turn it into a super nice feel on a blank, right? Whether it might be 30 cents more, 50 cents more, or $1 more for you to buy the blank, that's fine, right? Because the value that you're getting is $39 on the other side. If the customer can't receive and feel that value, then that's the only time when price is an objection, right? So, and especially if you guys are focusing on e-commerce, there's no room in e-commerce for a $9 shirt, $10 shirt. People don't see the quality there, right?
They don't expect the quality either. They don't expect
Exactly.
it. It's kind of like sometimes we get customers that have used Vistaprint and then Vistaprint makes a mistake. And their reply is, well, it was so cheap, it didn't matter. And,
yeah, exactly.
And we could do that as well, but I don't want to do that. I want to do something that's higher quality, because if we send something out, you're going to look bad. And I can't have artists doing their artwork and have their artwork go out there or something with your name on it and have it look bad. That's not where I'm coming from.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a great point, Meryl, because your reputation is also tied up into it, right? So it's not just about making that money for a cheap shirt. It's making sure that you have that blank and you have the nice tag and a label and nicely bagged, right?
Right.
That's what I'm seeing from people that are winning, right? So if you guys are too concerned that your pricing is too high, I would recommend for you guys to look at the offer first. What's your offer? How does your shop display the product? How are your pictures? If you know that you have your quality on point. How's your website? Is it broken? Does it have broken links? All that drama, that's how you get your $39, your $79, never in history have I seen shirts sold so expensive, considering I know what it costs to produce them, right? I think that's my rant, guys, to help motivate you guys.
Thanks, Victor.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Victor.
Yeah.
Victor has a lot more things. One of the things about Victor, and that I'm trying to like kind of copy him a little bit, is that he's selling these machines, but he also does these webinars, and he talks about branding, and he talks about marketing, and he talks about value, and he talks about design, and he talks about SEO and all of these things. So he's helping in another way than just selling his machines. So we're not on here to talk to you guys about selling the machines or whatever. I just want you guys to feel comfortable and to know that I value your product. I value your message. When we have Lori on the call, people are going to buy her shirts because they know that they are donating to her cause, because her cause is what fuels her. And when something fuels her, it fuels me. So people are spending that money with her, and it's going to a good cause. So they're getting a t-shirt, but they're making a donation, which is incredible, which is just incredible. So thanks, Victor. Yes,
Yeah,
Jerry.
no problem.
Give me one second.
Wait.
Can you guys hear me? Or?
Yeah, we can hear you. Wait, now we can't. Wait, you muted him.
No, I unmuted him.
Oh, you got to unmute, Jerry. Right. Jerry, unmute yourself.
There you
How's
go.
that?
Okay, there you
Can
go.
hear that?
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a lot of talk, like, and I completely understand where he's coming from as far as like the $39, $79 at this point in history. I think it's important to remember right now, there are a lot of people that can't afford a $39 t-shirt. That's just all there is to it. Now, myself, I was told, I have a personal training business, which is where I started out about 12 years ago, actually even longer now. And I was told that, you have to, know your worth and all these things. And the people that are telling you the things to do to create your business sound like the right keywords. However, there's an entire demographic, which is much larger, that people don't target, which are the people that can't afford those high ticket items. So I went after those. So instead of $1,500 for 12 weeks, which is what the other trainers were getting online, I went with $370. And now I understand, like, well, the value, this, that. Well, the problem was I already had 25 years of training experience behind me. So now that gave people an idea, like, well, it's cheaper, but it doesn't mean that it's not as good. And now by targeting that demographic, I blew these people out of the water that had been around for years before me, because people just couldn't afford what they were charging. So they came to me. So when I look at it, I go, look, right now, there's a lot of people around me, they can't afford $39 for a t-shirt. You know what I mean? So like, why do people not target the demographics? I feel like there's like the people that are left out. Well, like the people that can't afford the things that would still, like, if you sold 5,000 shirts for $12 as opposed to 50 shirts for $39, you still make out better. Your brand grows faster. You have more out there. Why do people not target that demographic that will actually purchase more of your product? And it'll be a much bigger push marketing wise, because those people will have it on social media. You can then use their pictures and stuff for social media. Why do people leave that demographic out when really, to be totally honest with you, when you're starting out, that's where the money is? Well,
Jerry, let me address that, and that I think is really important. That's really important that you brought that up. I tell all of you guys to have a regular basic Gildan G5000 on your store, as well as the Bella canvases and the next levels and the higher end shirts. So when we're building the stores, if Lori and Kelly remember, when we were building their stores, Kelly and Lori both were really specific about that they wanted this shirt or that shirt. I mean, we were getting samples, and they're local, so they were able to come in here and and touch and feel them and the color of the shirts and whatnot. And I was trying to push them to offer everything and then put their designs on it, because there are people, like you're saying, that they can't afford it. They still want the shirt. They want that design on a less expensive shirt, because yes, that is what they can afford. So we have on the stores the ability to, and as they saw later on, that people were saying, hey, I do want that design, but I want it another color. So they've kind of like loosened a little bit their original thought, Kelly's smiling, and so is Lori, to allow that to happen, because they're okay with their artwork being on some artists. They just have to have, you know, I just want this color shirt with this color design and I don't want it to change. You know, you gotta give a little bit, because you're right, not everybody can afford the $39 shirt or the $50 shirt. They want the $20 shirt, the $18 shirt. And we do allow that to happen. And actually, I do want that. So I 100% agree with you. Plus, that's why we have coupon codes. But what Victor was saying is, for the people that have specific brands that are targeting the high-end customer, it's okay to sell something, because, I mean, Kelly, both Loris have seen that people buy those sweatshirts for like $60, $70. And sometimes I'm surprised too. Like, personally, I wouldn't spend that money, but they are. So it's okay. We just because we don't want to do something doesn't mean that I'm a little more, I'm pretty frugal. So I may not want to spend the money, and I do search for coupon codes all the time, but other people do. So yes, we have to cater to the people that can't afford it, that still want to look good and you want to get your message out. And then the people that are going to pay extra. Now, you're the one that makes the money when they pay the extra, not us, because we have our wholesale set at whatever price it is. And then you guys benefit from that. So throw in higher end stuff, throw in that as well. Victor's saying don't be afraid to. Now, Victor has seen people purchase higher end stuff. So that's why he sells machines to designers, to I think even Victoria's Secret, to John Barbados, to these high-end designers.
Those are brands that I love, Barbados. But I'm saying right now, like we're talking about, well, there's the demographic, not demographic, the situation that we're in now. So many people don't have money.
Right.
We're trying to start businesses in a situation where most people can't even afford to put food on their table, let alone buy a $60 sweatshirt. I mean, I personally, I used to really like to wear Gucci and Louis Vuitton and stuff, $3,000 sweaters. Like, I completely get it, because I'm the guy that bought that stuff. But I'm just saying right now in the situation we're in, it's hard to say, yeah, I'm going to charge $55 for this sweatshirt, when most people, they're going to go to Target and buy something on sale for like $12 because they can't even afford it right now. It's just a weird time, which is why I haven't launched the store yet. It's because, like, between one thing after another, I'm seeing people's, their money going down, and they're not able to purchase certain things.
Right.
It's interesting. It's interesting that you say that.
A little bit on that. Sorry to interrupt you. So I want to make sure you guys get some context, right? So right now, so we're one of the manufacturers of printers, right? But we are extreme pros when it comes to marketing. I mean, right now I'm in our studio, and you guys can see some of the stuff that we do for the journey of your customer and things like that. So one of the things that's super important for you guys to identify earlier on is, who is your customer, right? Who are you going after? Who are they? What's their name? What do they like? What do they spend on? Who's that persona? Because it's going to help you have different product offerings based on a customer persona that you decided that you're going to sell to, right? Because the reality is, there's a lot, like Jerry's saying, there is a lot of people without money. But the other reality is, there's so much e-commerce money in the world right now. People's savings are inflated. They're getting stimulus checks. They're not spending money on gas. They're not spending money on vacations. They're not spending money on that. So there's another segment of customers that will buy whatever price you have, as long as it's a premium product that you're offering, right? So this is the thing. If you decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to have a few different product offerings at 15, I'm going to have 30, I'm going to have one at 70. It's not the same customer. That's why you're able to do different stores. Your customer persona and what your brand is about, what you're selling, needs to be super clear, so that by the time you're trying to launch your website, you're trying to do something, you're putting the images up and taking pictures, you have it super clear and you can actually get it done, right? And I see it all the time where you have decision constipation on what you're doing. Is because some of the earlier steps that need to be done when it comes to your customer personas and to your marketing, you haven't done them yet, right? You don't know who that customer is. So I would say make sure that your targeting is done first and on point. Your pricing, what your margins are going to be for that specific customer, and then the number one thing that'll tell you guys what's working is measuring, right? If you have 2 price points, 2 products, and you're making a ton of money on your higher price, you know what resonates better with that customer persona. We test everything from logo colors to pricing on a page. You might hit one of our pages and it's a different price for the same product during our testing phase, so that we know what's going to be the ideal product for your customers, right? So that's super important in marketing, guys, so that
One of the things, Victor,
no,
one
yeah,
of the things that I learned, and if you guys want to, if you have a notepad with you, if you want to write this down, at Victor's last class that he did, was make an actual, like a little stick figure of your customer. Remember one of your guys said that?
yep,
But do it for all the customers. So let's say one customer, one customer is a young female between a certain age group, and give that stick figure a name. Then you have a male, and whatever different age group, and draw different things. You could draw an afro on one, and you can do a skirt on another, and give each customer a name, and pinpoint what that customer's needs are and what that customer's wants are. So if you have a family person that is your struggling family person, and what you're going to sell them. If you have somebody else that's maybe a little bit more established, that still wants to wear the Gucci's and the Louis Vuittons. Who that person is. That person can be Ivanka, whatever you want to name that person, and then who you're selling to. But make it clear who you're selling to. That really worked. Roberto and I sat here and we actually drew out about 7 or 8 different stick figure people. We gave them all names. I still have it on my desk somewhere over there on my desk. And I look at that, and you can actually, with the websites that you have, you can take that garment, and you can take that URL, and you can just post that on your social media. So you're marketing to that person, that garment, that idea, that one product. And like Victor said, you have to see how that works. The good thing about it is they're virtual. So you're not sitting with your inventory. You don't have any inventory. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. It'll cost you your time. Time is very valuable, but that's what it costs you. And that is your part. So we're doing our part here, and you got to do your part as well. And that's part of this whole collective that we're building here. I mean, we're building this team here of everybody that is going to feed off of each other and help each other. And that's my mission. That's another thing that sets me up every day, is that having you guys here as dedicated as you all are. And but anyway, this is what the beauty of it is. Your web store, and we're going to go into the web store in a couple of minutes, and we're going to show you the web stores, and we're going to go over. We're going to actually, maybe if anybody, I'm going to show each one of your web stores to each other, so you can see the differences and you can see what the capabilities are. And I know that you all don't even realize in the back end of your web stores that you have more capabilities for marketing. I know that Kelly sends a note out to the people that make purchases on her store. There's different things. I think you do, right, Kelly? I think you told me you did that, but that's a great idea. Yeah, you send out a note, right. And so we're going to go into that in a few minutes. But Jerry, I wouldn't worry about that so much, because you have the high-end stuff and you have the low-end stuff. And not high-end, low-end. They're all good quality. Every one of them is a good quality. We're not you know, our shirts that we bring in, they're not, you know, they're all good shirts. So everybody's going to get a good shirt. We're just talking about a more expensive shirt versus a lesser expensive shirt. But
Okay, that makes sense. Because I mean, every time, like, you know, you talk to someone, like, and I've been, like, again, in the fitness industry, where people told me I had to go after the high ticket prices. You have to do this. This is how it's done. And within months, I saw them actually going backwards and doing what I did, going to the different demographic, to the people that couldn't afford more, because you're growing faster doing that. There's more people that can't afford it than can. But my question was just like, how come every time you go to a seminar or something, everybody's trying to push you towards those high ticket things? And there are tons of people that are forgotten that can build entire businesses in a short period of time. And that helps market. So there was a company called 5% Nutrition. It became the biggest thing in the nutrition industry. And the way that they did it was, Rich Piano was his name. He was a close friend of mine who passed away. He decided that he was going to give these, they were cheap shirts, but he was going to send them to pretty much anybody who wanted them. And it was only a couple dollars a piece. These things wound up all over social media. It grew the entire company. And it wasn't, you know, and these other people were like, they were trying to sell these sweatshirts that were $100 and these different products. He destroyed them all, and they couldn't figure out how he did it. It was kind of like guerrilla marketing. He basically just said, here's the deal. The demographic that's being forgot about right now really make up the most of the world. It's not the high-end people. So I was just, you know, it was just surprising again, because here we are, the first thing we hear is to go after the high tickets. I didn't realize that, you know, people do take into account when they're starting these stores that you can have the low end and the high end. Now, my question is this, you know, if you're a high-end store, like you're Louis Vuitton, you're not going to walk into Louis Vuitton and see a $3,000 shirt and a $3 shirt. So high-end usually will stay with high-end. So how do you, I mean, you'd have to do two different stores, correct? I mean, if you're putting both, it sends a message to the consumer that, I mean, I know myself, when I was really into the high-end stuff, if I went to a store and they had like a $4 item, I'd be like, why is that for? It doesn't make sense to the consumer sometimes. So would you have a different store, or would you just put everything in one store and hope that it just kind of flows?
What
I
are you gonna say?
think he's referring to screen print versus
Well,
print on demand,
well,
because
the-
you can do very cheap t-shirts if you order
If
1,000
you-
of them, but then now you have the stock, right?
Right.
So now you have to sell them.
Oh, no, I mean like in the store. So let's
In
say
the
I build
store,
a store through Make It Tea Online, and I have a shirt that's $5 and one that's $100. Now the people that usually wear the $100 shirt are going to come in, and when they see that $5 one, they go, what kind of stuff is this? Why do they have this low budget? I thought they were high quality. It's like, I'm real psychological. I like to get into the mind of the consumers and try to understand what they're thinking and why they purchase, not just that they're going to purchase. You know what I mean?
Well,
What
the-
made
So
them purchase? Because if you can figure out what made them purchase, you can get them to purchase again through your marketing.
Right. Well, the
That's just kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
well, what your guy did, that was actually a marketing strategy that he did.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
that was a down and out marketing, and it's a great one. It's like Bombas. You've got a pair of socks, and then they donate a pair of socks.
Right.
So they have to be making money somehow. But in the beginning, they use that money, or they're using that money. It's still, but that is a complete marketing strategy, and it's a brilliant marketing strategy to get on to get that. So
Jerry, to answer your question, so we have customers that have 300 stores.
Okay, so
Online.
they do multiple
Right.
stores.
So you're going to number one, get clear about the customer, because it's going to help you get clear about the store, right? You're going to have your premium store, and everything in there's premium. Everything's high class, pricing strategy, discounting. Everything is like cohesive that way. And if you want to do a branding and marketing promotional strategy for a $2 screen printed tee, then that is not an e-commerce sale,
Okay.
right? That is a promotional approach to expand your brand, right? So that when they see it, then where are they going to go? Maybe they, for example, with the supplement brands, they were doing that a lot because people went in and bought protein powder.
Yeah.
They wore it to the gym, right? And then it stimulated those sales. But those were not designed to sell apparel, right?
Right.
But now, for example, if you see what the supplement companies are doing, where they're tying a message to that brand,
And now they sell them.
dominate, and that dominate or whatever, what are you going to do? That's $40.
Yeah.
That's a $80 hoodie, right? So that's kind of where, once you start getting that persona and that information, is going to help you make clean decisions, so that if you're confused, Jerry, your customer is going to be confused.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can I say something? This reminds me of, so there's a perceived value in a brand, and you build that brand so people see the value in it, whether it's, like you said, Louis Vuitton or whatever. So now, like, you go into Target, and Target has made a licensing agreement with Nate Berkus, who is a high-end designer. And now that the person like me who can't afford Nate Berkus's things for my home, all of a sudden now I can go to Target and buy something that is his brand, that I can see the value because there's a name associated with it that I know is a high-end brand. All of a sudden now that it's at an affordable price. They do it with apparel at Target. I'm just using Target as an example. They do it with home design. So it's that kind of thing. You build your brand, you create a perceived value, and then it's like you can go to Sawgrass Mills and go to the Gucci outlet. It's not the stuff you're going to find at a regular Gucci store, but there's a perceived value that now it's a little more affordable. So you work, I think, at building your brand, create a perceived value, and then you can do like an offshoot of that brand, maybe at a lower price point that people can afford.
Yeah, and those are secondary market sales, Kelly. So for example, if you see those products, it means that the brand had to wholesale them out, right?
Yes.
And they had to do a different relationship with Target, a different relationship with the discounters, and you're not going to find that in their premium websites, right? It's a way for them to unload the number one thing that we hate is inventory, right? But the end consumer doesn't know,
right?
And they say, hey, you know what? I can get this brand for cheaper, and you start getting some devaluation of branding, right? So what are people doing in e-commerce? It's a little bit different because you don't have to suffer with all this stock. Some of these customers that I'm telling you guys with so many websites, they don't have the stock, right? So everything's a virtual product. So they know what people resonate with, what people sell. So that's why, like, a lot of the times we get hung up on how we're going to do stuff and how we're going to place things on our website and how cool it's got to look. But that's why I want to implore you guys to think about the strategy a little bit more so that it can make your launching successful and happen, and you're not stuck all the time trying, oh, you know what, I want to do too many things. How do I do it? Those are the main things that I'm seeing people that are winning do, right? So that's what I want to share with you guys so that you guys can take that stuff and put some gasoline on it with your guys' creativity and then grow from there.
Good, good. I think Mr. Dampier wanted to say something.
Oh, well, in that discussion, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
In that discussion about price, I'm all for, I learned the hard way that years ago I did some artwork for my mother, and usually my stuff went in the bedroom, you know, not framed unless it was a frame I got. And then she wanted me to do a piece for Bach Tower. So I did a piece. I said, Mom, I'm so busy, I'm gonna have to charge you for it. After I charged her for it, that piece stayed in the front living room with the best frame you could ever get. So there's this idea of investment people put into something. If they don't invest in something, then they're just not, you know, going to value it much. So that was kind of the thing. And the reason I raised my hand was I was going to say, you have to remember, there's more money in the world now than there ever was before.
Yeah.
The illusion of lack is created for control. So there's plenty of money out there. It's just people think that everyone's suffering because you might be suffering, but no, there's a lot of money out there.
Okay. All right.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say something in regards to what Jerry was mentioning, right? So in marketing, there's two things, okay? Addressing the price points. There's only two ways to raise a price. One is simply lowering your price, right? Just covering your costs and making a small spread. The other one is increasing the value, because I can have my $15 shirt or my $20 or $39 shirt, right? And if I want to make more sales, or I want to have a better perceived value, or increase sales through more accessibility, now I can either drop my price, and then that's going to be a race to the bottom, which nobody wins, right? Because I'm cheapening my brand, I'm cheapening my product, I'm trying to make a lower cost for me to get a better spread, or I can increase my value. My value is associated with the cost that you associate yourself, your brand, the presentation, the material, everything around it, right? So obviously, working with Maro is going to give you a high quality product, meaning the quality is great, the print is great, right? Everything is to a T because she cares, okay? And that's one of the difference between her and many other printing fulfillment centers, right? But then what is it that you do as the brand? Because essentially everybody who's buying from you, they don't know that where it's printed. They just know that they're buying a t-shirt from you. So your job, you know, in our eyes, and that's why the partnership is, what is it that you're giving them besides the t-shirt? What are you giving them? An idea? Are you giving them a cause? Are you giving them a perceived value that is equal or greater than what they're spending? You know, and that's where you're gonna be able to actually get more sales at a higher value. Now, the other thing addressing Jerry's point is, yes, I can get 1,000 t-shirts printed at $2 and sell them for $5, but that's not really what's gonna make me money. That's actually just what's gonna get the word out. And that's in marketing is called a value ladder, right? So a value ladder in info products, you always have something for free, then you sell them into a course, then you sell them into a mentorship, then you, in your case, right, you wanna have a product that is based, maybe not a t-shirt, maybe a keychain or something like that, that you give for $1 or $1.50 or whatever, you're covering your cost, that you can also print it with Maro, you can also have it in the store. Now that's your point of entry. And that's a lot easier to sell, okay? And even give away if you want to, just to get the word out of who you are and what your cause is and what the brand is, right? But then that's your point of entry. Now you can, even if you're selling $15 t-shirts, yes, people might not afford $50 t-shirts, but they can afford a $15 t-shirt every 3 months. So you know what? Your customer value now increased from 15 to by the end of the first year, you know, $60 or $70, because now you have other things that you're selling them. Yes, keep your price low, but now you have more of it. And then your job is to maintain the connection, because it's not just one sale. You know, they're your customers. They bought from you. They trusted you once. They gave you money because you show them the value of that item greater than what they've paid, right? So it's not about just being hunting. And it's funny because I was listening to this podcast, and hunters or fishermen, right? You need to be a fisherman. You need to be putting lures, and the lures are the lower ticket items that can be your first entry points. Once they are into your sales process, then you sell them emails, then you get them to buy the second time, then you can send them, ask them to bundle their purchases, right? Because if they sell one t-shirt, they can give another one, and now you just double your cart value. You didn't just sell them into $15, you sold them into 30. So now you're not being hit with the expense of the shipping and handling, $4 for one item. It's just for two, so you lower that, right? So there's a lot more things to that.
Also, do you find that using the codes would allow you to keep your price higher, and then throw in a code every once in a while, which like, oh, you know, 10% off today, and somebody may wind up looking at it and going 10%, whatever. And they go over and look, they go, wow, you know, it's $30, $35, but 10% off. Like they don't even know doing the math in their head, but just because they're getting something off,
Yes.
a lot of times they wind up buying. Do you guys notice that the codes work well for you or no?
The codes work great. Everybody seems to use a code. Sometimes it's really funny because I look at the codes, and there's a code that we did way in the very beginning, and somebody does some research. I guess they type in coupon codes, and something pops up, and they still use that coupon code. I thought it was something that somebody had given somebody. I thought, oh, somebody knows somebody, but no, they do. They love the coupon codes. Sometimes people that's all they do. They will only buy something if there's a coupon code. So we always have coupon codes available. So now we've been talking so much about branding and marketing. I didn't even think we were going to get to this today. I thought that this was going to be like a whole nother episode that we were going to have, our next month's episode. But I really want to get into the stores and to show you guys what the capabilities are of the stores. So I'd like Stephanie to switch places maybe with Roberto here, but I want to be able to go to share the screen and go into a store. So Roberto, don't go too far
Wait.
away. Can I do it on this one, or can I do it on this one?
You're gonna have to change it
I
here.
have to change it here. Okay, so I don't want to lose you guys. So and Victor, thank you so much. I hope you stay on for the rest of the call, and
No
just
problem. I could stay on for a few more minutes for sure.
okay. I know it's early, and where Gum is, and actually Gum and Greg are in the same city, so that's kind of interesting. All right, can you see this yet? Can you see can you see my screen? Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to log into our Make It Tea Online. Of course, you all know the beautiful Make It Tea Online store, and you all see that that we've kind of made some changes to the store, and we put your store here. So under our stores are your stores. So we have here the Artist Alley, and we have Janet's, and we have Kelly's, and we have Greg's, and Krieva. They're not on the call with us, either is Kevin. And what I want to show the other people, let's start out with, I'm going to show you the creatives, because that model of that store, that format of that store is our older version, is one of our original versions, but I want you all to see what that store looks like. So in the earlier years of our web stores, we had these basic templates that we thought were phenomenal, and they were phenomenal, and they still are. But this is, we have this great background here that Greg did, and all of his artwork is, well, he's got pretty cool artwork, as you see here. So his shirts are priced, we're going to go back to pricing, like $26, $24.
They're going up.
They're going up. They're going. So
After
buy
today,
now. Buy
after today, they're going up.
And there's more. And there's more. So he's showing his designs. Now I'm going to take a step backwards. Make It Tea Online is different from all of your stores, because Make It Tea Online is where you go on and you design. Your stores are already designed products. Your designs are already there. So it's different. So who I market to for Make It Tea Online is different than who you market to for your already designed product, your artwork. So you see he's got all these categories. Well, he used to have all these categories. He has these different styles here, his different art styles, his different categories, his different artwork here.
Yeah, it's still in progress too. I'm still sorting through it. I took everything off and then have put new stuff on.
Right.
I have a question for you as well. I have over 1,000 designs I've done over the years, and what do you think a good number of design offerings is? Is there too many?
There is too many, because people get they get overwhelmed because they like something, then they say another one, oh, I like that better. Oh, I like that better, and then they don't buy anything. So I kind of think that having 10, well, Kelly started selling with one design. She had one design on her store and she was selling. Same as Lori. She has one design. She added a couple more things on there, a couple more sayings, and she's had, they both had sales with basically minimal designs. So I think you should have maybe 10 designs. I mean, your artwork is very colorful and very intricate, and people could actually stare at it for a long time to look at all of the different all of the different intricacies. What do you want to, is that a word or did I just make up that word? About your art. Like I could stare at this for an hour and look at this and not see the same thing twice. So I would say that you're better off because of how much artwork you have to minimize it first.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then, you can do some maybe specialty categories or something, add some more categories later on. But to me,
Well, I have about 3 or 4 different brands, and when I heard him say about having multiple stores, maybe each brand should have its own store. And do you have a problem with creating an extra stores?
no, I don't. My goal, so you guys know, my goal is to have 100 stores by the end of 2021. I want to be, that's what I want to be. I want to have 100 stores here. So
Greg can have 10
so-
of them.
yeah, you can have 10, right? You can have 10 stores, right? You've already like increased my journey. You put me on like speed dial here. All right, so now I'm going to show you all Kelly's store. Now Kelly has the more modern store. And there's, I think, one other person on here who has a store that she doesn't really know. I'm going to bring it up here. And it has the old store as well. Kelly's store is, in the beginning, this is what she wanted to have, was these designs and these particular items first. We are able to, when you scroll over it, for the image to get bigger, which I think is kind of nice because sometimes people are on their phone. And actually, Greg, when we first started, we were not even mobile friendly.
Mhm.
So these stores are all mobile friendly, and Anaje there, who just popped up again, he's the one that makes all of your stores mobile friendly. So we have to be nice to him.
Even on that old template that I'm on?
That old template, I don't know if we'll have to test that template. Anaje, have you tested that one?
Yeah, I've looked at it. It doesn't do well on the cell phone.
Yeah, you may have to switch over to one of the new
I will.
templates.
I
Okay.
will.
Okay. So Kelly has her different artwork in her different categories. And that's how she does it with the big picture here. And you can see her butterfly art, which she has got that one, the painted lady, her heart collection. And so the customer gets to choose what heart they want. And it could be, let's say they want this blue heart, and then they have the option of any product there, that they can put it on. What am I looking at? Okay. Okay. So let's say we pick this shirt, because not everybody just wants a tank top. Not everybody, so this is the newer way that the web stores work. Gum, I hope you're watching this also, because you can see this, the picture is nice and big. You get a large visual of the shirt. You get, you can see what it looks like very clearly here. You can go add to cart, where you can buy it right here. You do your sizes here. Then if you want to customize the design, it doesn't necessarily need to say that in this, because this is her artwork, but I'm going to show you something which is very, very nice to have. Let's just say that somebody doesn't want it that big. They can make it smaller. They can put it over there if they want. They can put it down here if they want. Some people might want that. Now, if she's okay with her artwork going out like that, then that's great. Some artists aren't, but I believe that Kelly is. Actually, somebody did that with Lori's store in the very beginning. She had a customer who went and kind of changed her design around. Do you remember that, Laura? In the very beginning, it was a man. You thought most of your customers were going to be women, and it was a man, and he put the skull in a different area. We got that in. We thought, oh, what did he do? so you allow people to do those things, and they're kind of customizing your artwork, so they're getting a better feel of like they're making it their own. And that's another marketing thing for you guys to send out there to people, that they can actually take your designs, and maybe Greg, they can't do that with your designs, but to customize it, to personalize it for them. People want something personal. They want it to be theirs. So this is a great option for you.
I have that on, like I have on my site.
And Stephanie, yes, Stephanie
Signed
has
at
that
the
on,
bottom.
on her site as well. Okay, so let me close this out here. And I'm going to go back to, what, there's a message? Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Roberto's trying to show me something here.
One person's waiting to get in.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that's Roberto trying to get in on his phone. Okay. Yeah, we have one more attendee and it's Roberto. Okay. All right, so let's go back here. And I'm going to go back to the Artist Alley. And here's Janet, her store. Now, what you see here is something that we started implementing, and it's been really, really great. And that is being able to put these people, these models that we have, to wear your apparel on the stores. And it looks good. It looks real. It looks like it's extremely professional. Well, it is professional. And we try to get a sort of demographic of your customer who is going to be wearing that shirt to be able to put the picture on of the shirt. So that's something that you work with us on, that you have somewhat control over. Sometimes we, like Jerry, we just kind of built your store for you and hope that you liked it. So, but we can always make changes. That's the other good thing. We can always make changes. This stuff is virtual, and we can always make changes. Gum, I'm so glad, because you can now see how different this is from your original store. Actually, Gum had two stores, Mug Motivation and the Plutocrats, and they had certain limitations when we first started, but now we have expanded. And I love how this is set up, that we can see Janet's artwork, because her abstracts are beautiful. And yeah, it just, to me, this is great. I'm not sure what biomorphic is, but apparently she does, and her fans do. So hopefully that's a keyword. Follow me on Instagram. This is a biggie with our web stores. So you all can get Instagram feeds at the bottom of your stores.
They're live feeds.
Live feeds.
Mhm.
Live, so watch what you put on there. Live feeds. Got to be watching what you're putting on there. Okay, so you see how the stores are different, but the similarities and what some of the capabilities are. These words in the menu, these options in the menu here, they can change. You can take that out, you can put it in, you can make your own pages. I don't know if we're going to get time to talk about this today, but having multiple pages is better for your SEO for content. So speaking of content, I'm going to go back now to another section, which we're called brands. Okay, shop lifestyle. Okay, here's shop lifestyle. I got to get to the Make Our School Safe store also and go over that with you guys. Okay, so we have, this is one of our newest brands, Her Power Moves. She happens to be celebrating her 1-year anniversary today, so she's not here with us, but Michelle, she's going to get a copy of this, a recording of this. So, and then I think we also, Liquid Blue Apparel, they weren't able to make it. They had a family emergency, so they're going to get a copy. And Representee, which is actually one of our oldest stores, who has probably done the most in dollars. We redid his store, and he's in St. Croix. We redid his store, and his sales have gone up. And actually, he's doing a lot for his own store because he has that technical ability that not everybody has. Okay, let's go to Memento Mori. We did something with Memento Mori that we haven't done with any other store, which I want to do with all of your stores. The software that we use, which is called Deco Network, which is phenomenal. It gives you a complete business section, back end, and everything is really, really great. I can't say enough good things about the Deco Network software, but it doesn't have the blog capabilities. And blogs are very important simply because of the keywords and people being attracted to your site. but we were able to fake it. So we created these different pages on Lori's store to have her blogs on here. So I haven't looked at it in a couple days, so I hope it's still good. Okay. Oh, this is another thing. On your stores, you can add, I know you can't see my hand here, but I'm pointing to something thinking you can see it.
You can see the mouse.
Okay, you see
can
the mouse.
circle around it.
Okay. She hooked up to Facebook. So instead of, so when she's on, so this is actually a Facebook feed. It's free. You can add this to the stores. And when somebody sends her a message, it pops up on her Facebook as a message. So here, I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to continue as Roberto, and I'm just going to say, wait, hi, Lori. Okay.
Oh.
I can't see on this computer. Okay. Lori, let me know when you get that message. It should pop up any minute now. Let me unmute you. I can't unmute you. Did you get the message on your phone?
No, because I'm on my phone to do this.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And I trust you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay.
But it's happened before where I have gotten a message pop up. So it's definitely fully functioning.
Right. Okay. Good. 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 And it's free. So that's really good, because there are other things that you can add. Like we had Zopum, and yeah, we paid monthly for that. And you know, all these little things, all these monthly little subscriptions, they really do add up. Okay.
Yes, we can do lots of different products. It doesn't just have to be clothing. We can do, we've got mugs, tote bags, koozies. We can do blankets. We do posters. We have face masks. We can do everything. We even have, like, let's say we have specialty items, and the specialty items have your logos on them. We're able to put those specialty items such as cups and pens and what else am I thinking of?
Well, we have,
all different kinds of things. We have the ability to stress balls. We can do those, and we can put those on the website. Actually, Lori, for Make Our School Safe, we have that on her website. We have the different specialty items on there.
Here, we can't show these. Well,
Oh, can you hear me?
what's that? Yes, we can hear you.
So I was actually gonna ask if it's possible if like you could print on like skateboards or something.
We can do stickers and apply the stickers to skateboards. So I know I know skateboarders love stickers. Can you guys see me? Can you see me?
Yeah.
We can do flip-flops. So
that's dope.
There are products geared, beanies. There are products that are geared towards skateboarders. Banners. We could do banners. You know, it's funny because one of the things that I've learned, this is like when you see something and it has a design on it, many people don't even, how am I going to say this? I can go into a store and see a coffee mug, and the coffee mug has a skull on it. And the average person will say, oh, I can't use that in my store because it's got a skull on it. Then you go into another store and that same product has a cartoon of a skateboarder on it. And they're like, oh, that's a cool skateboard item. So it's the same blank product, but the way it's decorated gives a completely different vibe that allows you to relate that product to your brand and what you're selling. Okay, so think about it like that. The average person doesn't see that. They see the product relating to what they like. So if you go into, Maui Gyms, I don't even know if that's a store, Maui Gyms on the beach.
It is now.
It is now. You're going to see the same products that you're going to see in wings, in I don't know, La Tienda, if you go on a cruise ship and you get it over a port in Mexico. It's going to be the same stuff, but just decorated differently for that brand, for that culture, for that demographic. So think about it like that. Think about the product and the design, how the design relates to the product. So, okay, let's get back.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
So she had mentioned posters. I wasn't aware you could do posters.
Yeah, we can do all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Are you doing, I did some research in posters, and posters have about a 25-year lifespan, whereas the giclée print has a longer span. Do you source that out, or do you do it in-house, the posters?
We do the posters in-house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Since the last time you were at the shop, we have a 54-inch wide format printer.
Nice.
Yeah.
We do.
We'll be back in Florida soon.
I love
so
equipment. I love equipment.
Nice.
So believe it or not, I can be artsy and techie at the same time. I don't know how that happens, but it just happened. It's a learning thing. I like to do it every day. All right, let's get back to the blog here. Okay, so Lori's blog is something I think that Jerry logged off, but Lori's blog is really, it is her story. Every blog story is her story, written by her. She happens to write beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
And it has depth, it has emotion, and it also has keywords in it as well. So I don't want that to sound shallow or anything, but she wants to get people to her store. That's a picture of her and her mom from many, many years ago, or I'll say many years ago, not many, many years ago. And so we were able to, I'm going back talking about the website and the website capabilities, we were able to add every blog as a page. So here is another page. This one is the Game Changer. And then we have charting your course. So you don't have to do like 1,000 blogs. If you do a blog every month and that blog is a good blog and has a good enough story in it, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, because you really want to think about what you're writing. You want to think about keywords. You want to think about what people are going to Google maybe to get to your store. The other good thing is you can always go back into this and you can make changes if you want to. So I like reminding you guys of that, because I don't want you to think that everything is set in stone. It's not. If you don't like something, you don't like, she doesn't like this picture, we can go and we can change this picture. So I happen to think that this is something that she didn't think about in the beginning, having a bright green shirt with a pink imprint on it, but it works. It works. I think somebody ordered it after they saw that, as a matter of fact. So then we have, where you go back to the home page and you go back to her home page. So she has categories. Her unisex and guys clothing, women's clothing, hoodies and sweats, memento mori, lifestyle are her specialty. So Alex, you were asking about other products. So here's other products. Here's the hat, here's the tumbler, here is the mat, the gaiter, the regular standard mask, another hat. This hat has a mesh back, and on the back of this hat we actually put the website. So there are other things that we can do, like kind of behind the scenes. Here's a sticker right here. Here's a mug. Here's a beach towel. This is a blanket.
Oh,
okay?
Those are the most amazing
blankets. Are the
best.
Amazing blankets. Yeah.
I like to think of myself as a blanket snob. I love blankets, and I love soft blankets, and these blankets are wonderful.
Yeah, these blankets are super plush, amazing blankets. Here's a doggy tee, here's a doggy bandana, and I was actually researching dog collars and dog tags this morning, or late last night, or whatever. I get up at like 3 in the morning, and there's a whole bunch of other products that that we can decorate on. That would be a sublimation print. That's going to be a whole nother topic, because we're really getting, the time just goes by so fast, which I just can't believe it.
One thing I'd like to point out about Lori's store, and we have this with a couple other stores, is you can see the categories. So like what Meryl was talking about earlier with these models that we can use those photos as your categories. So it doesn't just show, we can either have just like an image of your design, or we can have like actual photos, which looks very professional when you do that.
I will say I have had so many people ask me in the middle of a pandemic, how were you able to have a photo shoot? And I just kept it to myself because I will not share the secret, but it really is so amazing when it all comes together to see it. And you can really, you know, just do it together with Meryl to choose the kind of person you want wearing whatever piece it is. And it really helps to create your whole story. Because I think every website has to be a story and who you are and what you're trying to sell and why and who you are. But all of those pictures are really, really an important piece that I had no idea it was even possible to do it, but it's definitely been beneficial.
Yeah. And also the other good thing is that these pictures can also be used for social media posts.
Mm-hmm.
So every time we do a picture, we send it to Lori, and she uses that as a social media post. So that's you know, fantastic. This is Jerry's store. Did Jerry get off the call? Can we see that?
I don't know where to see it.
Yeah, Roberta, can we see? I think Jerry got off the call. He had to run.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Jerry's store is really deep. I mean, he's really got a message, and it would be really kind of neat if you all could listen to it. Go to his store, which is going through it. The other day we were able to do gointhroughit.com. We were able to customize the URL, just like Lori's is Memento Mori Life, and ours is Make It To You Online. There's other stores too. We've got liquidblueapparel.com and it's not .Make It To You Online. And if you could go to Jerry's store and take a look at it, which you can find it on Make It To You Online, and listen to his story. So his message is for people to be able to express something that is in their life before you, like when you just go up and you meet them, because you just don't know what people are going through at a certain time. You don't know where they've been or how far they've come. And sometimes it's really good to just have a little piece of information about somebody, express themselves. So maybe you're going to be kinder to them. Maybe you're going to be nicer. Maybe you'll treat them a little bit differently. Maybe you'll be a little compassionate. And having that compassion in the world is something that we all need. I feel that way as well. So his store, if you click on this, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when you click on his design. Love above hate. Okay, so you can I don't know if you can customize this one or not, but some of his, maybe this is not one that you can customize. Some of them that you can customize. No, this is a different one.
You can change the color.
You can change the color of it. Okay, so you can change the color, and he has the other ones though where you can. Well, look how customizable that is. He has the other ones on his store that we put on there that you can put your own wording on there. And maybe it was this live free. So I think he moved. I think he must have
moved stuff around.
He moved some stuff around. So basically his store had this customized design, but it said put your own expression here. So here it is, live free. So you can put, you know, I love you. If I can spell it right. I love you. Okay, so that would be a message. And And his store, and we're still working on his store, putting his store, you know, making it better and nicer. But basically it's to express a message. So he's got a certain demographic for sure. And he also has, you know, this here, the message here. There's a video. We were able to add a video. So if you click on this, you can add a video. You can have a video. Well, I'm going to show you Make Our School Safe store where we do have a video on there. Okay, so you see the difference. Here's Stephanie's store. They have a similar feel to them because of the capabilities, but they all look unique and they all look custom. And that's what we want your store to be, a custom store. Steffi, she has a little bit of humor in her store. We want to fill your drawers. She stole the tagline. We want to get in your drawers. But that's okay. and her you know, her store is like, you know, funny stuff, happy stuff, completely different from Jerry's store, but you know, but nevertheless it's a store. And she's got, you know, there's Colton, my grandson, and she's doing well with her store. So she can go here. I'm just going to use this for example. That's funny. Let's take this, more hugs, less hate. And she's able to pin it to Pinterest. She can share it on Facebook. She can email this design to somebody. She can tweet it if she wants. She can take this URL, copy, paste it into Facebook, and start selling. So that capability, the 2 seconds, I can now take this. I'm on Roberto's computer, so I don't want to go into his Facebook. Can I go into your Facebook? Okay, and this Facebook here. Oh, I hate being on someone else's computer here. So I just went up to the URL, copied and paste it. Oops. Where's my paste here?
You have to click it.
Click this?
No, paste.
It's all black. I didn't see it. He's got the nighttime mode. And this posts right here. Well, it's supposed to post. There it is, right there. Post it, and then people see it. And then you can share it, and you can tag it, and you can hashtag it, and you can do everything you want with it. And that's how you market. That's how you do that for free. So I know that many of you know this, but some of you don't know this. And wait, let's get back to the Zoom. Okay, the
Right
screen.
here.
Okay, all right.
One
So-
other thing that I have on my website that I found was that a lot of people like is, like we talked about before, we have our core products here. And I have my pre-decorated products because I wanted to showcase them on these shirts. Well, let's say you don't want this stuff on these shirts. Let's say here's a mug. Let's say you'd rather have, you know, this picture on a shirt than on a cup kind of thing. If you scroll, oh wait, why isn't it showing up here?
What, your designs?
Yeah, my designs. If you scroll down, I have my designs down at the bottom here. So let's say, I have a weird sense of humor. So, so let's say you want to stay spooky, but you don't want it on the shirts that I designed it on. So you can click on that, and then that will bring you to the other products.
Right.
So you can see what this design would look like on other products. So you're not limiting your customers to just the one. So like the shirt that I picked, it might be a little too expensive for somebody, like we talked about earlier. So, okay, so we'll pick it on everybody's favorite shirt. And now they can customize this to be, if they want it on a blue shirt, if they want it on an orange shirt or brown. What color is this? Tennessee? I think it's Tennessee orange.
So
or Texas orange. There's Tennessee
You'll
orange.
see that the price changes depending on the color of the shirt. That's another topic that we'll get into. Maybe we'll get into it today, about the artwork on the different types of garments, the different types of shirts. but a light shirt with no underbase is generally less expensive than a dark shirt. So, and there's a lot more to that, but that's kind of important. We'll get into that when we get to talk about artwork. Okay, so now we're going to go to Make Our School Safe store. Oh wait, I still want to show you. I also want to show you La Chefita. That's before we continue here back to lifestyle. So you've seen the different designs. Now take a look at this store, La Chefita.
Sure,
Okay, this looks completely different. So this is all done by design. So these are like sidebars that were added to the website. And then here are all these super cute designs that are on here. I think that this is like one of the happiest sites. It's like so adorable. I love it. And you can see how the changes that you can make to the website, the differences you can make to the website, and the appearance, just the total appearance of the site. They only have designs, about, and contact. The other thing is the about page. So the about page, let me get into that for a second. I feel that that's important because this is your web stores are personal, and the more personal they are, the more important it is to have more about you and who you are, why they're buying from you. And so if you can if you can update your stuff, you can update it. And you can even go in there yourself and do that. You can make those changes as well. So let's go back to Make Our School Safe. So Make Our School Safe is our only fundraiser store that we have on our Making a Difference category. And there are tons of things on this store. Lori has this store linked to her makeourschoolsafe.org website. So let's go to the makeourschoolsafe.org website. Okay, she had this website before we built her Make Our School Safe store. She had this website. So her website has a similar coloration, a similar feel. We took the same colorization and color feel and brought it into her store. When you go to shop, if you want to donate, click on that. If you shop, hit shop, and then you go shop, it goes directly to her Make a Tea store. And we are able to stock her face masks that people are getting a free face mask. If they place an order, we definitely need to update this. We have about page. We have different categories here. We have accessories here. And here are her categories. She has a lot of categories because she does a lot of fundraisers. So for each fundraiser, she has a different category. And you can see, more and more categories. We also have accessories where we are stocking these items here. We have them on the site available for people to purchase them. This is the video, which I think is pretty cool, that we're able to put on there. And it's a video of the color changing mug. That's a pretty neat thing to be able to have on the website, this video. So you can do that on your store too. You can have that on your store too. And here's all the products. It's every single product, and we add them as needed. Every time she has an event, we add another product. We added this product the other day because she had a bike for school safety event. The other thing is she has campaigns, and Lori does campaigns because she's doing virtual events. So her virtual events have also brought recognition, and she's like a marketing social media guru now, and it's all over the place, and people love watching her videos. And I think people actually go onto your page just to watch the videos because she does Facebook Lives all the time and gets hundreds and hundreds of people to watch her Facebook Lives. And that's Lori's doing phenomenal with her mission, and we are 100 times 100% behind her in her mission, and we're there right there with her. And yeah, go Lori, one of the strongest people we know. So let's go back to the Make It to, where is it now? Where is
goodness, you and your tabs.
my tabs? There's too many tabs here. All right, let's log in. How much time do we have? Is everybody still with me? I can't see everybody.
Yes.
I'm sharing the screen. How do I see who's still here? Who's still hanging on with us? Let's see here. Okay. Yep, we still got a bunch of people here. Okay. Okay, so now I can read the notes here. Jerry's message, we'll have to watch. Yeah, there's Jerry's message. Oh, yeah, Najee put that on there. That's great. Okay. Okay, all right, so we're gonna log in here. And I hope Roberto's got the right password in there. This is what I see. This is what we see here in the office. We see the orders coming in. We see an overview. We see the purchase orders. We see artwork approvals. We see our production, our shipping, our customers, and quotes that we're able to give. I'm going to go and show you something that other people don't get to see here with the back end. And these are the products. So we have thousands and thousands of products. We have product categories of men's and women's, or men's and unisex, women's and juniors, hoodies, sweatshirt, kids and babies, the gift items. And when I want to add another product, so I'm not going to say once in a while, but very, very often new products appear, new products come in, and we're able to go in here and we're able to add specific products that our suppliers carry. So we purchase our products from specific suppliers that supply our industry. And this is how I add them, and then I can add decoration areas. I'm going to go here now to the websites, and this is what you guys all came here for. Here is the Apparel Masterminds. Now this web store, I just created this just specifically for us to have here for this masterclass. Masterminds, masterclass. This is what you guys see when you go into your back end. Now, I don't know if everybody has gone into the back end of their store, but when you log in, you can see the back end of your store. Here's your dashboard. Your dashboard tells you how many people have gone to the store. This gives you, similar to a Google Analytics, where you can see the visitors, you can see when they were there, the past month, past year. You can see this is a brand new store. You're the first ones actually that have seen this store. And we have, like I said, we haven't done anything. We haven't built the store. Basically, it's from scratch. You have this capability to edit the website. If you click on edit the website, you have your website pages. For those of you that are more knowledgeable with customizing, with custom CSS and HTML, you have these capabilities here. You can go back to a previously published one if you goof up and make a mistake and you want to go back. Let's say, you see that something, oh man, this isn't working for me. Now I have to go back and redesign. You get to go back to a previously published. You have your price settings. And I try to set all your stores at about a 35 to 40% markup so that you make more money.
Hold on.
And, okay, what?
Lori's.
Somebody has a question? Jumping on my computer. Yeah. Okay.
Let her
Okay.
in.
Okay. All right. Lori, you're in? Okay. Okay. Wait.
She's coming in.
Okay. She's
going.
coming in. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Here are the store designs tab. So there's no store designs here. So I'm going to upload a design now. Now you can do this. You can go to your add design. Well, I can't do it here because this is Roberto's computer. so,
You're not connected to our
customize it?
server.
so
No,
what's
we're
that?
not.
Do you have any designs on here?
Nope.
No designs on here. Anyway, we'll make pretend there's a design on here. So you can add a design. You can add a stock design. I don't know if there's any, I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's say we have, here's our stock. This is just like the crazy artwork that we have, the stock artwork. So let me just say, I'm going to select the category, food and drink. Okay, I'm going to add this mug of beer. Okay, we're adding that to the store. New test. Okay, we're going to add that. Now you would grab something that is in your computer, one of your designs, or you can create a design by using the template capability here. Here you can create a template where maybe you want something somebody can change, but most likely you're going to add your artwork or your design here. So now this mug of beer will show up, on the front end of the store. You can configure it. Configuring it means you can give it a description. You can allow customers to change the colors of it. You can change the color of the background, how it's going to appear. You can also go into these processes and see the different, I guess you can't change it here for that particular, I was going to say you can change it too. We have it, okay. This meta information is where you could put keywords. So you have this capability to put keywords here. You just hit override default and you can put your own words in here. Override default and you can add more words in here. So let's say you wanted to add, St. Patrick's Day t-shirt. Oops. So these are keywords, and you have the capability of doing this in the back end of your own stores. It's a lot of work. It is definitely a lot of work, but if you're serious about it, then knowing that you have this capability, and you don't have to do this. You can have your kids do it. You can hire a teenager to do it. You can, find somebody else to do all these things for you. But this is something that you have this capability, so you can grow your business, your store, your following this way. This next tab is decorated products. So this store has no decorated products yet, but here this is a biggie here. We're going to select a decorated product.
No, that's non-decoratable products.
Oh, what?
You selected non-decoratable products.
Okay. Create decorated products. Okay, so here are all of the items that are available. This is every single item available. Now, some of your stores, I know that Lori's Memento Mori store, she wanted to add a product the other day. When we initially set up her store, she specifically wanted certain products and didn't want other products. So that product was not checked, and I'll show you where that is. That's why she couldn't add that product, but probably that she didn't even know that she could do that. But now she does. So you can pick whatever product you want. I'm going to pick this unisex shirt. I'm going to hit save and continue. And remember, this is our Apparel Mastermind store. I'm going to add text here. Okay, here's apparel. And then I'm going to make that, red. And then I want to add the word Masterminds. And I want to make that in script. So where's my script here? Here's my script. We have all of these options here with script. I'm going to lock this layer. And because I don't want people to move it around, we'll lock this layer. If I want people to be able to move it around, I can unlock the layer.
You can allow the personalization.
I can allow personalization. So let's say it's apparel, and we want to say your apparel group or your apparel, whatever type of, you can change this. Like you can change this word. You can change this. And the product is available in all of these colors. Save and continue. Each and every one of you can do this in your back end.
I have a question, Meryl.
Yes.
I think I made a mistake putting the design on the bodies. I think I should have just focused on having the designs available and then let them choose the product they want to put it on. Would you say that's true?
I would say that that's true. I think that you should have, since you already have it on there, I think that you should have that one category that you should, as opposed to going back and completely deleting that. I wouldn't do that. I would keep that there, but then you have a page of decorated products, and then you have another page of your designs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Allow them to take that design, because somebody will, the same part, like in the same thought process that I'm saying that you should have the designs and let them put it on whatever they want to put it on. You're also going to get the person that sees it on that shirt, and they're bingo, they make that purchase.
Okay.
So I think you should have both. And since you've spent all of that time doing that, I wouldn't go backwards. I would just move forwards and just create those as your decorated products.
Well, I like the new templates that you have. I was going to completely change over.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have.
I'll talk to you.
Yeah, you'll have a good time doing that.
One thing that you can do is, instead of deleting products, you can actually make them private. So you can make it so that just you can see it in the back end.
Yeah.
And when you're ready, you can then make them viewable to the customer again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, okay, so now we have this product here. Now, this is where, you may not want to have all colors. Maybe all colors aren't available. Maybe some color is just completely repulsive to you and you don't want to have that color in your store of that shirt. So here you can click on colors, all colors, or whatever you want that shirt to appear on. If you want that shirt to appear as I'm just looking for a different color here. Like, let's say this color shirt in the store, that's how you want it to appear on the website. Then you double click on the picture here of the color, and then that image will be, that shirt will be on that image. So I don't know if I made sense, but we designed it initially on a white shirt, and then we changed it to that mauve color shirt. So that's how that is going to appear. So here you see that this is the wholesale price. This is what you can change this to. You can keep it at this low end price, or you can make that, say, $25 for that shirt. And then you get that additional money.
I can tell you that the reason I liked your site so many years ago was because people like Cafe Press, the margins were very low for the creators, and that you have the ability to mark it up for your own products is very nice. I mean, it's an opportunity to actually make some money and not just a small percentage.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
We have our suggested retail that's on the website, as you saw before. With, let's say like Greg decides to go to just the images of his designs. Now, when a customer clicks on it, they're going to see that suggested retail price. So if you have, your decorated products and you change the pricing here, if, let's say, we just had this image down below, or the image by itself, then they can always click on that image and get a cheaper price. So our work around that is we raise the markup completely.
We want it to be consistent.
Right.
Clicking on the design or clicking on the garment.
Right. So what we can do is we can we can raise your whole markup. That way you also don't have to worry about marking this up for every decorated product. And that way everything is consistent.
Yeah, we kind of came to that number of like 44, and then that seems to be consistent with the products. So,
Okay.
that's what we suggest. Okay, so now let's go back here to the decorated. So we see now the decorated products. Now the orders, well, this store has no orders. We don't have any orders yet. I don't expect to get any orders on this one. And then here is the customers. I'm probably gonna have to go into another store. What? I'll go in Steffi's store and show you the customers. This shows your customers, so you see who they are. So you're able to now get this database, and you're able to market to this database because all of your customers are in your back end.
Which not many other competitors do that.
Roberto is saying not many other people like Cafe Press. They don't do that. They don't allow you to do that. I don't know about Customized Girl or any of the other ones, but you know, I know that we have this. These are your domain settings. This is where you're able to make custom URL, and you take this information over here where it's your root domain DNS records. You go into your GoDaddy account, or I know Kelly, you had some trouble with that. You go into your GoDaddy account and you change these values here of the record type, the host name, and you have this value. This is where you, when you go and you click on your DNS of your domain name, your custom domain name, you change the record type to this value, and then you change your CNAME to store.decoapparel.com. I have to know that you do this because then I go in here and I add, where I added apparelmasterminds.com, and I added www.apparelmasterminds.com so that your customers can get to your store either way, typing www or just typing the name of your store. And we also have SSL certifications in your store. So that's also a big plus. So I don't know if other people do that as well. I honestly, I don't know what other people do. Here is your SEO tools, keywords and metadata. This is where Roberto, we only have about 10 more minutes left. I think Roberto will talk about that for a few minutes. Yeah, the SEO. Okay. Yeah. Roberto. Welcome back, Roberto, with his cool Apparel Masterminds t-shirt.
Well, they only see the screen.
You can't see it yet.
So this actually goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, right? Getting to know your audience. Because if you know your audience and you know the subject and what your brand represents, then you need to speak their language, okay? Meryl repeatedly said keywords and keywords and keywords, but in reality, it's just the language that they speak, right? So if they search in a certain way, like give me a store, Memento Mori, right? Memento Mori is a lifestyle store that represents live the moment, you know, be present, and all those different things. So those are ideas. Those are things that people would be searching for. You know, now you have to start looking for things that allow you to find similar or phrases that actually help to make a broader sense of your audience. Okay, so here.
Wait, I'm just going to stop you for 1 second. Lori wants me to add the Instagram to her store. So we actually have to do that. Lori, we got to do that together because I would need the password. So we'll do that when I see you later from your phone. You can log in from your phone into the website, and then we'll add it there. Okay.
Okay.
Kelly's got a question.
Oh, sorry.
Wait. Can't hear.
Do that too.
You want to do it too? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you got it.
Okay. So everything starts on Google, right? So Google, the main idea behind Google is to show the most relevant page to the phrase that you're looking for or the word that you're looking for. Therefore, they're called keywords, right? Because they're key to everything. So if I look for Memento Mori, right? And I know Lori already did this. So if I go ahead and search for this, okay, there's two different types of keywords. Okay, so there's let me actually bring up something that I did. Just 1 second. I apologize for the delay. Okay, but we can definitely go into more details on the next masterclass. Okay, or mastermind. So basically this, right? So going back to SEO, search engine optimization, right? Keywords, broad terms, momentum-ori would be a broad term. And actually for this particular example, what I chose was imagine a store that is for a sports, is a team for a high school, right? So, but broad terms would be something for the sports name, right? So if they're a soccer team, that would be soccer, right? And then long tail keywords would be soccer related keywords that are more specific, right? So
Like, can you give an example?
yeah, it's just that I don't know if I'm gonna have, because the whole thing was a presentation, but anyways.
Okay. So in other words, like a specific keyword would be soccer apparel, but a long tail keyword would be like youth soccer sports
Yes. So
or something like that.
soccer. Do you want to go back to momentum orient?
Yeah, let's go back. Like some momentum or be like people that are like interested in psychology of Latin psychology or something like that. Like that would be a long word. Is that what you're saying?
No, momentum orient would be more like a broad term. Okay, so
Okay.
momentum orient. Everything starts with looking in Google what the search volume is for the keyword that you want to rank, right? So, but you see, memento mori, it shows that it has the word memento mori tattoo and memento mori designs are actually two pretty good keywords that you can actually try to rank for, because people who are looking for that are specifically looking for memento mori things that they want to wear themselves, right? Either designs or a tattoo, right? And people who are interested in a tattoo, they might be interested in wearing a t-shirt with it, right? So, but the fact that they're looking for memento mori, they're already introduced to the concept of what memento mori means. Okay, so there's many different ways of gauge, right? The difficulty of ranking a page. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to get too technical, but just for you to have an idea, right? So if I look for memento mori, there's about 18.5 million pages that either talk about it, they have memento mori inside the page, either on the title, on the meta tag, and this makes it really hard to rank for, right? If I go and search for designs, right? Because if I'm looking for designs, I'm more specifically looking for illustrations, things that I'm even t-shirts, right? So the person that is looking for designs might be also looking for a t-shirt, and take a look at that. That, just went down like 1/3 of it. So it's 6 million pages. So obviously you're not competing against the 6 millionth, but this is just an indicator of the competition and the difficulty of the keyword in order to rank. So setting basic proper expectations, right? Ranking for something that has too many pages talking about it is going to be a heck of a lot more work, right? So if I look for t-shirts, right?
And that's another thing, the way you spell t-shirts. It's
Yes.
T
You see?
The word, just the letter T shirts gets more ranking
Yes.
than
And,
TEE shirts.
and take a look at this. Now you're competing against 700,000 pages, right? 779,000 pages. So we went from 18 million to 6 million to 700 pages. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that they're all ranking on the they're all optimized, but this is the amount of pages that Google actually found that are related to the term that you're searching for. Okay, so this is basic SEO. Okay, this is just for you to throw ideas around. Like if you want to rank for a particular page for a particular keyword, start doing a little bit of research. I mean, the next mastermind, I can go in so much more detail because that would take me for an hour just to go into the actual keywords difficulty and everything else.
Where was it? We were back to the store. I want to go into Steffi's store, the back end here.
Okay.
I just want to continue a little bit about before.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot.
How many do you open?
I open up a million things all the time. Is it that one? Okay, yeah, here we are. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
So going back to this, okay,
Yeah.
because I know we're over the hour. So the description, this is very important because this description that you put here is gonna be basically this text here, okay? And the name of your page is gonna be this. So this is gonna be the first thing that people see if your page shows when I'm searching for this. So what you put right here is so important because this is exactly what people are gonna read once they find you. Okay, this has to be smart. It has to talk their language. It has to be enticing because it's funny enough because remember when we were trying to rank for custom t-shirts no minimum, right? We were actually on number 5, okay? That was a very difficult keyword, but then we weren't getting a lot of hits, and one of the reasons why is because when I started going against other competitors, everybody was offering free shipping. So what you put here, right? If everybody is offering free shipping and you're not, this is what I'm reading. Even before I click on your page, this is exactly what I'm reading and making a decision me as a user. Okay, so what you showed in this particular area for the page is key to getting the first click from Google to your page. Okay, and I just leave it at that because there's so much more that we can go into detail, and you know it would take me a long time.
I know that we're all on a tight schedule now, so I can go into these things a little bit later with each one of you. I want Steffi to now go into. I want to show you something though on the back end of your stores. So let's go into Steffi's store here. So let Steffi do this. Go ahead. So Steffi's had visitors there. Oh, this is her sales. She shows her sales. So when she goes into her customers, go into your customers. Okay, she sees all of her customers there. Now, I think if you go into advanced search.
I don't want anyone to see my back end. It's too pathetic and embarrassing.
That's what she said.
Some squats. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Like my graph is broken.
Okay, so let's do. Hey, we've been riding bicycles every day since Lori did her bike for school safety. I think a couple other people on my Facebook page are also riding their bikes every day too. That's good for your back end.
That's the other back end I'm thinking about.
The other back end, right. Okay, so Steffi, so these are all her customers. I'll go to your orders. Okay, once you get orders, which most of you have, you can actually export your orders so that you see all of your orders. You see the commission here. Now you see this. You see when they were shipped. This is another big question that I get. Has this shipped? You can go into your back end and see when we mark it shipped. When Sarah marks that order shipped or in-store pickup, that will show up right there. So you see all this information. You don't have to call me. I mean, you can call me. I love hearing from you guys, but you can see this ahead of time. So you can actually tell your customer if they happen to call you. Most of them will call us or they'll call you, but we do get, field the calls. And so you would know this. So this information is available to you. And I can actually see if they've opened up their email, because all of the customers get an email when their order is shipped or ready for in-store pickup. So here you can export your orders, so you can kind of get a database of your customers. And I thought, go back to customers for a second. I thought that there was a spot here for you to be able to download your customers. I guess it's not here. You can view the customers, but you should be able to, let me see here. Or you can change the customer's password. I guess you can do that. Yeah, there's got to be a way. Go into marketing and sales tools. Okay, the marketing and sales tools. You can add gift certificates. There's visitor statistics. I have to find the exact spot. I saw it the other day. Deco Network is constantly changing and upgrading the back end of the software. So it was in here the other day for her Power Moves, where she was able to get her customer list. And you can, so here where you can do your own mailers, you can do your own mailers to mail to your customers. You have their emails. It's in their orders, which is a great opportunity. Here, export newsletter addresses. This is it right here.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
There it is. Okay, there it is. There's the customer list. There's where it was.
Oh, that's yummy.
Yes, it sure is. It sure is. So you are building. This is a lead generation system.
Yeah.
You're able to build your database this way. So some people have so many customers, and it's kind of hard to navigate to email to everybody. But here's your list right here. So
Very
remember,
nice.
that's under marketing and sales tools, export newsletter addresses.
Does that even show up on the old template?
You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think we can check. We can check.
No, don't worry about it, because I'm going to transfer over to a newer.
Okay. You don't want me to open up your back end. So you
No, it's too embarrassing. It's too embarrassing.
Okay. How do I get back to the Zoom here to see everybody? Roberta, back to the, I want to see everybody before we say goodbye here.
There we go.
Huh?
Oh wait, no, ours.
Okay, and let me see if there's any more questions here. Does anybody? Yes. Okay, Janet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have two. One is I looked at the export, and it looks like they have to subscribe to a newsletter before you can download their email address.
Okay. Okay.
So, and I don't know how that happens. I guess if you connect with MailChimp, maybe, I don't know. So that would be one question. And then the second one is, I was looking at price settings, and I know, and I'm guessing that's where you put the percentage markup.
Yes. Yeah. So I put the percentage markup of a certain area of on the price settings. I have to look at your store. Because
it looks lower than what you said.
Okay.
That's why I was asking.
So I'll bump up yours. I'll check that out, and I'll bump up yours to the standard, and so you'll be, so I can do that. I can. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. The wrong camera here. I'll do that to your store. So so Lori, Kelly, I'll add the Instagram. I've got to do that with you guys because you need to log in on your phone and then put your password in there. And so we can do that when we're done with this call. Actually, we can hang up and we can do that over the phone with you guys.
How often will you be having these conference calls?
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this every month because I didn't even get to half of my list here. I didn't even get to half my list or my notes or my other things that I want to share with you guys.
And well, you can count me in on all those. Yeah.
I've got things about artwork, and I
appreciate you doing it.
Fabric, and I want to talk about designs, and I had Sarah hold all of these different prints that we set aside to go over with you guys to show you certain things. I want to talk about vector art, which is a huge, huge, important topic to talk about. And I want to talk about different apparel. I just want to show you something. I don't know if you can all see this. So this is our Apparel Masterminds logo. And mine is going this way on my shirt. These we made out of something called oil slick
Nice.
materials. And Roberto has the standard black t-shirt with a white imprint on it. So here we have the same logo, 3 different colors, and 3 different looks on 3 different garments. So that's something else that, you know, we try to promote, that you can have that if, you know, if your artwork is vector, where you know, Janet's or Kelly's are not going to be vector artwork. And Greg, yours has to be minimized, you know, very, very, you know, take a lot of detail out of it to, you know, do cut, you know, because we do that cutting by machine, but then we weed it by hand.
The interesting thing is most of my designs started out as vector artwork, and then I upload them as PNGs. But you have a upload for just vector?
Yes, you can upload them as a PDF without any crop marks or any background, and then the colors would become interchangeable.
Oh, okay.
So Lori's Make Our School Safe store, her logo is a vector logo. And so hers are easy to change to one color if it's going to be on a black shirt, or because her logo, her colors are black and teal and white. So the colors do have to change for the color shirt that you put them on.
Right.
So, and some of her stuff is done in foil as well. So we've added foil, and that you know, makes the stuff look really pretty, really, really pretty. I love her foil stuff. So I hope that you guys all get, did you want to say something, Steph? I'm good. No? Okay, you're good? Okay. Okay. I hope that you guys all got at least some bits of information, and I hope that this was of value. I want to create this community of all of us together. And afterwards, if you want to message me, call me, talk to me, and say what else you want to talk about, maybe at the next Apparel Masterminds. I hope that the second Saturday of the month is going to be good for everybody. And we're going to also send you a recording of today's lesson, and you can watch it, maybe, you know, fast forward. And so I'm just, you know, I thank everybody. I thank Roberto for being here and being with us from the inception of Make It Tea Online. He came all the way from Peru to be part of this team.
Meryl, do you prefer to be text, called, or emailed?
It doesn't seem to matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't seem, but if I can answer, I'll answer. If I can't answer, then I'll get back to you when I'm, you know, when I'm free. But any of those ways, Facebook, I mean, you know, it doesn't matter. Matter. I mean, everybody has all my information. You know, I'm an open book. So
she might even respond to smoke signals.
Smoke signals, yes.
She'll figure it out.
Send us some smoke signals. So thank you, everybody. I want to just, you know, tell Gom, and, you know, that also remember the old way of the store. We can change. We can actually take that, like Greg is going to take his existing store and to make it into the new format. So we'll go over the new formats the next time we meet. Maybe we'll meet twice a month. And because there's so much more information that I have to share with everybody. So thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.